Golden dust drifts through the air as temple bells echo into the sound of a Persian flute, and two silhouettes emerge from history. One draped in red silk, her hands glowing with turmeric and gold, the other wrapped in emerald fabric, her eyes rimmed in dark kohl, lips stained the color of crushed pomegranate. One glows like sacred fire, the other like forbidden desire. Centuries apart, they both ruled empires not with swords, but with beauty that conquered hearts and altered destinies. This is where devotion met seduction, purity met power, and the art of makeup became a battlefield of culture and meaning. This is the untold clash of the Indian bride's sacred glow and the Persian queen's seductive glam. In the ancient world, beauty was never a matter of vanity. It was a declaration of identity, status, and strength. Across kingdoms and empires, a woman's face could reflect the spirit of an entire civilization, her adornments symbolizing divine favor or royal authority. In India, beauty was seen as a path to harmony with the universe, a mirror of purity and spiritual balance. In Persia, it became a weapon of allure, a mark of nobility and control, where the art of appearance was tied to influence and seduction. From sacred rituals to royal courts, beauty defined how power was perceived, carried, and remembered. Each painted eye and perfumed strand of hair whispered not just of attraction, but of politics, pride, and purpose. Bathed in the scent of jasmine and the glow of oil lamps, the Indian bride prepared herself not just for marriage, but for a sacred transformation. Her beauty rituals were woven with faith. Haldi brightened her skin as a symbol of purity, sandalwood cooled her body, and rosewater blessed her with divine fragrance. Each touch of vermilion on her forehead marked her connection to the eternal flame of love, while the red of her sari carried the essence of fertility, fire, and devotion. Mendi spiraled across her hands like blessings written in art. Gold ornaments shimmered like sunlight captured on skin, and her eyes reflected the calm of centuries-old prayers. Her glow was more than surface. It was the radiance of spirit born from ritual, meaning, and the belief that beauty itself was an offering to the gods. Behind the marble walls of her palace, the Persian queen moved like a living poem of power and allure, her every gesture steeped in mystery and desire. Her beauty was crafted not for devotion, but for domination, a language of control spoken through perfume and pigment. She lined her eyes with black kohl to deepen her gaze, painted her lips with crushed pomegranate to ignite temptation, and dusted her skin with golden powders that caught the candlelight like molten sun. Her crown shimmered with emeralds and pearls, her robes of velvet and silk whispered as she walked, leaving trails of rose and amber in the air. Each detail of her appearance was calculated, precise, designed to captivate and command. While others prayed for blessings, she created her own divinity, one born from confidence, sensuality, and the unshakable belief that beauty itself was a form of power. Across ancient lands where spices met silk, the rituals of beauty were sacred ceremonies of transformation. In India, brides prepared their skin with mixtures of turmeric, sandalwood, and honey, their bodies anointed with oils of jasmine and almond to awaken radiance and calm the soul. In Persia, queens soaked in rosewater baths infused with saffron and pomegranate, their attendants grinding lapis lazuli and crushed pearls into pigments that shimmered on royal skin. These rituals were not hurried routines, but moments of meditation, where scent, touch, and color merged with faith and identity. Through trade routes, their worlds intertwined. Persian rose met Indian spice, and the art of beauty became a shared language across deserts and oceans. Each drop of oil, each grain of powder carried history within it, blending nature's gifts with human desire, crafting not just appearances but legacies of allure that time itself could not erase. In the world of ancient royalty, color was not just decoration, it was declaration. The Indian bride wrapped herself in red and gold, shades that spoke of sacred fire, fertility, and divine love, her silks woven with threads that caught the light like living flames. Across the Persian Empire, the queen draped herself in emerald, sapphire, and deep crimson, colors of wealth, sensuality, and command, her garments heavy with velvet and brocade that mirrored the grandeur of her throne. Gold united them both, a symbol of immortality and divine right, gleaming in their jewelry, crowns, and anklets. Every fabric carried meaning, silk for purity, velvet for power, pearls for wisdom, and rubies for passion. When they entered their halls, they did not merely wear beauty. They wore authority, their clothes breathing stories of kingdoms, gods, and glory. Through color and texture, they spoke a silent language of status, where one glance could reveal lineage, devotion, and destiny. For the Indian bride, beauty was a prayer woven into her being, a reflection of inner peace and divine connection, where every color, scent, and touch was offered to the gods as a symbol of purity and surrender. Her glow came from faith, her adornment a bridge between the mortal and the sacred. The Persian queen, in contrast, saw beauty as a weapon of will, a means to rule hearts and command worlds, where every stroke of kohl and shimmer of jewel was an act of control and confidence. Her allure was born not of devotion, but of desire, the power to enchant, to influence, to reign through fascination. One sought to please the heavens, the other to conquer the earth. Yet both understood that beauty was not vanity, but language, a way to express strength, belief, and purpose in a world that measured a woman's worth by the light she carried within and the shadows she could command. Centuries may have passed, but the echoes of these ancient beauty empires still shape the modern world. The Indian bride's sacred rituals live on in the haldi glow that brightens wedding days, the red lipstick that mirrors sindoor, and the gold tones that symbolize love and auspiciousness. Persian influence lingers in the art of bold eyeliner, contoured cheeks, and sultry sculpted eyes that define glamour today. From Bollywood to bridal salons, from Middle Eastern makeup artists to luxury beauty brands, the legacies of devotion and desire continue to merge. Natural oils, floral waters, and gemstone-inspired palettes trace their roots to those timeless queens who turned beauty into ritual and rebellion. Even now, when a modern woman paints her face, she unknowingly carries the spirit of both, the Indian bride's divine glow and the Persian queen's magnetic power, proving that true beauty never fades. It simply evolves with time. In those ancient worlds, beauty was far more than a mirror's reflection. It was a woman's voice in a time when her words were seldom heard. Behind every glowing bride and every dazzling queen lay stories of patience, sacrifice, and silent resilience. Their beauty was both armor and offering, a way to find power within a world that defined them by how they appeared. The Indian bride's serenity hid the weight of tradition, her gentle grace shaped by expectation, while the Persian queen's allure masked the loneliness of control and command. Each ritual, each pigment, each ornament carried emotion, hope, fear, pride, and duty, intertwined in layers of gold and color. Their beauty was not merely to be admired but to be understood. For beneath the surface shimmered the universal truth that every woman in every era seeks not just to be seen, but to be remembered. As time fades and empires turn to dust, what remains is not the gold, the fragrance, or the painted perfection, but the essence that once burned within them, the eternal crown that no one could take away. The Indian bride's sacred glow and the Persian queen's seductive power were never just about beauty. They were about spirit, strength, and identity. Their crowns were invisible, forged from grace and endurance, carried not on their heads but in their hearts. Though the rituals changed and the faces evolved, that quiet radiance still survives in every woman who carries herself with purpose, in every glance that tells a story of both softness and power. Beauty was their legacy, but their true majesty lived in how they made it their own, a light that history could not dim, an eternal crown that time could never break.